Hello and welcome back to the reading of Beginner's Guide to SriVaishnavam. Now we are on chapter 10 and this chapter is going to talk about Nammalwar and Madurakavi. Andalpati is in the process of explaining the life of Arvars to Vyasa and Parasara. Vyasa asks, Pati, we've now heard about Mudal Arvargal and Thirumarsai Arvar. Who's next, Pati? Andalpati says, I will tell you about Nammalwar, who is considered as the chief among Arvars. I will also tell a little about his dear Sishya, Madurakavi Arvar. Sure, Pati, we are looking forward to hearing about them from you. Pati says, Nammarvar means our Arvar in Tamil. He was honored by Perumal himself with this title. Nammarvar was born in Arvar Tirunagari on Vaikasi month Visaga Nakshatram. He was born as the son of the local king administrator named Kari and his wife Udayanangai. Kari and Udayanangai did not have any children for a long time. So they went and prayed to Tirukkurungudi Nambi for a child. Nambi blessed them that he himself will appear as their child. Kari and Udayanangai returned to Arvar Tirunagari and soon Udayanangai gave birth to a beautiful child. He was hailed as an Amsam of Perumal himself and as an Amsam of Vishwakshenar at times. Vyasa says, Oh, very nice. So is he Perumal himself? Pati says, looking at his glories, surely we can say that. But as explained by our acharyas, he himself proclaimed that he was one of the Jivatmas wandering in this world since time immemorial and was divinely blessed by Sriman Narayanan out of his unconditional grace. So we accept that he is someone who was specially blessed by Perumal. Parasara then says, Yes, Pati, I remember you saying in the beginning that Perumal blesses certain persons with full knowledge and makes them arvars so that they will bring many of us towards Perumal. Andalpati says, Very true, Parasara. It is so wonderful that you both remember these important points nicely. So, getting back to Nammarvar's birth, though he was born like a normal child, he did not eat, cry, or do anything. His parents were initially worried and they brought him on the 12th day to Adinatha Perumal temple and placed him in front of Perumal. Due to his distinctive nature from other babies, he was given the name Maran, one who is different. Seeing his unique nature, his parents considered him as a divine personality and placed him under the divine tamarind tree, which is located at the south side of the temple, and worshipped him with great respect. Since then, he stayed for 16 years without speaking a word under the tamarind tree. Vyasa then asks, So, what was he doing all the time? And did he even speak finally? Andalpati says, being blessed at the time of birth, he was in deep meditation on Perumal throughout the time. Finally, it was the arrival of Madurakavi Arvar which made him speak. Who was Madurakavi Arvar, Pati? What did he do? Andalpati says, Madurakavi Arvar was born in Tirukkolur on Chitre month, Chitre Nakshatra. He was a great scholar and a devotee of Sriman Narayanan. He was much older than Nammarvar and he was on a pilgrimage in Ayodhya. He had already heard about Maran's life. At that time, he noticed a shining light from the south side and he followed that light, which finally led him all the way to Arvar Tirunagari temple where Maran was staying. Did Nammarvar speak to Madurakavi Arvar, Pati? Pati says, Yes, he did. Madurakavi Arvar engaged him in a divine conversation and Arvar finally spoke. Understanding his glories, Madurakavi Arvar at once became his Sishya and learned all the essential principles that are to be learnt. He also fully served Nammarvar and took care of him for the rest of his life. Oh, that is nice, Pati. So it seems that age is not a criteria when it comes to learning the true knowledge. Here, even though Madurakavi Arvar was older than Nammarvar, he learned these principles from Nammarvar. Pati says, Very good observation, Parasara. Yes, one has to be humble to learn from any learned person, even if the person is younger than him. That is the true quality of SriVaishnavas, and it is nicely demonstrated by Madurakavi Arvar here. After some years, at the age of 32, Nammarvar decided to ascend to Paramapadam as he was unable to bear the separation from Perumal any longer. After singing the glories of Perumal in his 4 Prabandhams, namely Tiruvuruttam, Tiruvasiriyam, Periya Tiruvandadi, and Tiruvaimuri, by the grace of Perumal, he ascended to Paramapadam to be engaged in eternal Kaingaryam to Perumal there. Vyasa asks, That was too young to go to Paramapadam, Pati. Andalpati says, Yes, but he wanted to be blissful eternally, and Perumal wanted him to be there. So he left this world and reached there. Madurakavi Alvar then established the Archa Vigraham of Nammalwar, which was received by boiling the water of river and arranged for proper worship of Nammalwar in this Divya Desam. He composed a Prabandham named Kanninun Chirutambu in full glorification of Nammalwar. He also spread the glories of Nammalwar everywhere and established Nammalwar's greatness all over the region. Parasara then asks, so it is because of Madurakavi Alvar we fully understand Nammalwar's glories? Pati says, yes, he was totally dedicated to Nammalwar and he himself was glorified due to his dedication to Nammalwar. See, devotees of Perumal are more glorified than Perumal himself. So glorification of devotees of Perumal is considered much greater than glorification of Perumal. We too should try to serve the devotees of Perumal whenever possible. Vyasa and Parasara say, sure Pati, we will keep that in mind and look forward to such opportunities. Andalpati says, with this we have seen the life of Nammalwar and Madurakavi Alvar. Let us go to Nammalwar's Sannadhi and worship him.
This chapter tells us about the life history of Sri Nammalwar and Sri Madurakavi Alvar. Sri Nammalwar lived under the tamarind tree for a long time. The tree is known as Urangapuli, and it is the Amsam of Sri Adiseshan. The temple in Alvar Tirunari is dedicated to Sri Adinatha Perumal, which is near Tirunelveli. This place was known as Tirukurukur once. And inside the temple, below the tree, we find a structure which has got panels on four sides, which are adorned with the images of Perumals of various Divya Desams on which Sri Nammalwar performed Mangalasasanas. It is very interesting to note that Perumals of all these Divya Desams waited for their turn to get Mangalasasanam from Sri Nammalwar. That is the greatness of Sri Nammalwar. One of the kings of this region wanted people to know about this in future, so he took initiative to construct this structure with the panels which depict the Perumals of all these Divya Desams. When we visit this temple, we should watch this. That is, we should find out who the Perumal and from which Divya Desam. So to find out about this, we should have little knowledge on Divya Prabandham and Divya Desams, because we should know the names of Perumals of all these Divya Desams. Then we can, the columns, that is the posture in which the Perumals are in this Divya Desam must be known to us. So that is a speciality of this structure. And Madurakavi Alvar, who was the disciple of Nammalwar, he came to this place. Only through him we came to know more about Nammalwar. When he visited this tree, he wanted to find out whether Nammalwar would respond, because he didn't move out of the place. He didn't speak for long time. He didn't even have food for a long time. So Madurakavi Alvar said, செத்ததின் வயிற்றில் சிறியது பிறந்தால் எத்தை தின்று எங்கே கிடக்கும். First time Nammalwar said, அத்தை தின்று அங்கே கிடக்கும். So this explains the philosophy of life. செத்ததின் வயிற்றில், our body, the gross body and subtle body. Gross body, it dies off. Then subtle body, which lives. There's no end for that. So he asked, Madurakavi Alvar asked about it. What will happen if a soul is in a body? What will eat? Where will it live? Then Nammalwar said, it will eat. That is, attai tindru angai kidakum. We do all the karmas. And we get attached to our body. The soul, if soul gets attached to body, it does karma again and again, and it goes into pavam and punyam again and gets into the cycle of birth and death. So there will not be moksha. So this is what explained by Nammalwar. So Madurakavi was very much impressed, and he was so, and he decided only Nammalwar should be his guru, and he stayed there and he did service to Nammalwar. And once Madurakavi Alvar wanted to have the idol of Nammalwar. So he requested Nammalwar to help him to get the Tirumeni, Vigraham of Nammalwar. Then Nammalwar said, "You go to the Thamarabarani river and boil that water, you will get the Vigraham." He did it. And he got a different Vigraham and he brought it to Nammalwar and showed it to him. And Nammalwar said, "Yes, this is the Vigraham of Bhavishadacharya. Is going to be born and he will be the Acharya of entire world. So you preserve it and you will have a person to whom you should hand it over." And that he did as per his guru's instruction. But now Mother Kavyarvar wanted to have the idol of Nammalwar, so he asked him again. Then Nammalwar said, "Yes, you go to the river and boil the water." This time he got the Tirumeni of Nammalwar and he consecrated it near that tamarind tree, that Urangapuli, and did puja to the Vigraham every day. This is the Vigraham we have darshan even today in Alvar Tirunagari. So that Vigraham is very, very, very precious for us. And that Ramanuja Vigraham, Bhavishadacharya Vigraham, was later consecrated in a temple by Sri Manavala Mamunigal. So this temple is near this Sri Adinatha Perumal Alvar Tirunagari. We should visit this temple and have darshan of Sri Ramanuja here, which is very, very, very precious. It's a very golden opportunity for us to have darshan of this Tirumeni. So, when we visited, we had goosebumps because it's so divine, and the idol which was made by boiling of water by Madurakavi many thousand years back, still there and blessing the devotees. So these are the places not to be missed in our life. So we learnt about Madurakavi Alvar and Sri Ramanujacharya.